Guys, I am excited about this show because we are going to bring you another real, live, and in color entrepreneur that's been doing it, where you hear the struggle to the strength, to the struggle to the strength. We love these Rocky stories, and since we're talking about Rocky, he's a kid from my neighborhood, my neck of the woods, East Coast. Welcome, my man, Dave Lyons. How are you, brother?
Hey, Dave, it's great being here.
Oh, man, I appreciate you taking the time, man. I'm excited. Be here. I know you just opened up, but you got a lot of stuff that we're going to kind of take in behind that black curtain, man, and show them that whatever you want is possible if you're willing to lace up your boots and get to work, like my old man used to say.
That's right.
Right? Is that what it's about?
Got it, man.
So,
got to do it.
You're from the East Coast, you're from New York, right? Is that where you grew up? Is that where you were born and raised?
Yeah, born and raised in New York,
Okay.
Born in the Bronx, raised in Queens, Long Island.
Beautiful, beautiful. That's that'll get things going, man. That's
You remember those neighborhoods?
Oh man, it's you can't, it's just part of who you are.
Yeah.
It's interesting. When I go back, you go right back into that zone.
Well, here's the funny thing. Whenever I talk to somebody from
Yeah.
New York, my wife says I talk worse for the next 2 weeks.
But because that's and I talk about, it's funny we talk about that because I always say how important environment is, right? And who you hang around with, you become.
Oh, yeah.
And I always say if we were born and raised in England, we wouldn't sound like we're from the East Coast, right? That's how powerful environment is. But take us back, man. Growing up in the Bronx and in Queens, how was it?
I mean, typical New York.
Yeah.
You hang out in the streets, you play stickball, you do those type of things. But the one thing I will say about New Yorkers, most of us are brought up with a work ethic
Yes.
that mostly you don't see around the rest of the country.
And in our generation.
Right. I mean, we were brought up with, at 8 years old, I'm going to work with my dad.
Yes.
Now you got 28-year-olds and they're still living at home because they feel privileged.
She's in 40.
Yeah.
Right? Even more. Yeah, no, it's so right. And I talk about this is you can think about it all day long, but if you ain't putting it into action, if you're not executing, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
Right? It truly
Talk
does.
is great, but that's action that matters.
It's action that matters. So did your dad have his own business?
My dad worked for our cousin who had his own business, so my dad ran a part of that business.
Okay.
So I saw that hard work ethic, and I followed that. And one thing my father made sure that he instilled in me is if you want something, you work for it.
Right.
He's not going to hand me anything.
Right.
And at a young age, I learned that if I wanted to get something, I worked hard for it, and I loved to have that money in my hand at a young age.
Right.
For me, it was exciting to go to work, and whether that was working in the supermarket or working in a bar as a bouncer late at night, I was excited to go to work because at the end of the day, I got a check.
It was a reward.
That's right.
And you earned it.
That's right.
And I always say life, I don't make the rules, you don't make the rules, right? Life makes the rules. Life says you ain't willing to earn it, you don't deserve it.
That's right.
And that's really interesting. I saw a interview with Donald Trump Jr. and he was talking about, listen, he goes, and it doesn't matter if you like him or not, it doesn't matter, right? He was talking about in this interview, he goes, look, don't think I don't understand I'm privileged in certain ways, but at the same time, I'm also privileged in the fact that my old man just didn't give us anything. We had to earn it. So now what happens is he has little ones, right? And he actually has his kids, they have a budget. So if his daughter wants something and she already spent her money, he says, listen, you're out until next month, right?
Well, I don't like when people belittle someone because they're a billionaire or a millionaire. And they think everything was handed to them and that's why they have money.
Right.
And a lot of these guys that make that type of money, like my friend David John from Shark Tank, came from Queens, came from my neighborhood.
Came from nothing.
At the end of the day, the guy worked and became what he did, and people look at him now and think, oh, he's just a billionaire. But he worked every step of the way, and today he's still working.
And interesting though, if you look at the people that are saying that, look at their results, and there's no mystery, right? It's easy to be the guy on the sidelines, chirping all the answers, but afraid to get in the game and get dirty.
That's right.
They're the ones you just want to block away because what have you done, right? And that's the bottom line. And no, there is no overnight success, as you know.
No way.
That's just smoke and mirrors.
Right.
So growing up, were you an athlete? Did you?
Boxing, martial arts. I mean, I became a bodybuilder later on in life, in my early 20s.
Right.
But I was fighting, at the time when when I was younger, so I figured I'd do it in a ring.
Right, let's get paid for it.
Yeah, well, I didn't get paid, it was amateurs, but at least it was fun.
Right.
You know, and I enjoyed doing it. But I was always in a gym or always doing some form of exercise, whether it was, you know, running 7 miles as a fighter, or whether it was working out as a bodybuilder in the gym. I always was disciplined in some form. Yeah, some form of physical fitness.
Yeah, and same with me. I started wrestling in 4th grade. It kept me out of, I always got in trouble, but it kept me out of more trouble.
Yeah, let's not
believe it or not.
You were in trouble.
Oh no, man. It was not easy.
Yeah.
But how about school? Were you a good student?
No.
Okay, there you go.
No, I was too busy wanting to go to the gym or get into trouble than I was
girls.
Yeah, girl, whatever. But you know, at the end of the day, school was kind of the last thing ever on my mind.
Yeah, me too.
I squeaked by. I did what I had to do. You know, later on, you know, when I went to college, and then I started being a little smarter with that. But as a young kid, it was like I hated school.
So you went to college?
Yeah, I went to New York Tech for film and television.
Okay.
And then after that, I became a nutritionist. I went to nutrition school and got that BS.
And you were bodybuilding at that time?
Bodybuilding at that time. Never became a big competitor, and I'll tell you why. I was a big boy. I mean, I weighed like 230 back then with no body fat, you know, almost 20-inch arms, and now I'm puny. But, you know, my buddies, you know, that were competing, you know, the guys like John DeFennis and Tom Walker, they were killing it. Michael Torsher, they were winning all these contests. And I saw, you know, these guys were spending their life in the gym, and they were the best of the best. I wanted to make money. Yeah. So I decided I was going to go into the gym business. I kept training as if I was a competitor, but I didn't really stand on that stage like my buddies.
Yeah, but it was your lifestyle, right? And you were a businessman, not a bodybuilder per se, but that was just part of your lifestyle. I was, you know, I tell people my alarm goes off at 4:30 every day, 7 days a week. It's my iron therapy.
Right.
It is. It's my zen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my zen. So now, you know, you're out of college. You're moving forward. Was it right into the gym business, or did you do some other things?
No, I pretty much went into the gym business. Well, what I did is I went into the Marine Corps for a little bit. Okay. I got out, and you know, because going into the service, you don't make money either. And I did it for the discipline part of it because I was wild.
Did it help you?
Yeah, it helped me to kind of focus on things and realize what's important.
Right.
So when I got out, I said, you know, now I need to start focusing.
Okay.
So I went into working in gyms, you know, started pretty much cleaning equipment and learned how to, back then it was aerobics. Okay. You learn how to teach people how to do these classes. I became an instructor, then I became an assistant manager, then I became a manager, and that was with Jack LaLanne.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah, so he had his chains back then, and I worked for them.
And he had his TV show.
And he has his TV show.
The White Chef.
Yep, and to this day, I'm still friends on Facebook with his wife, LaLanne. Yeah. Great. I mean, Elaine is still, and I think she's in the 90s. Yeah. Still in great shape.
Isn't it? I saw him, first time I met him, or the only time I met him, was at the Arnold Classic. Right. And he was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. He was 92. Yeah. He had a waist like this, running around, meeting people like energy.
Amazing. I'm still trying to get my waist like that. But what happened for me is I saw an opportunity at a gym. And I went to work at a new gym. It was owned by an individual. Okay. And I did so well there, I ended up buying the gym from him. And from that, I started buying and opening gyms.
How old were you then?
I was in my mid-20s. I did really, really well, really quickly. Okay. Because I loved the business. So when I sold memberships, I sold it with passion. Yeah. It wasn't like today where you're just trying to get numbers in some of these box gyms. It meant something. When somebody came in to join your gym, you wanted them to get results.
And it was like family.
Yeah. Right. And I knew all the members. I had thousands of members in my first gym in New York, which made me the money I needed to open up other gyms. And then I went into your area, Philly. I was in New Jersey. I was in Florida.
Oh, you have gyms in Philly?
In Philly, I had two. One in Rittenhouse Square, one in Brentwood. I was partners with people in those. And then I went even to Kansas, and I had to bought out an old gym in there. In Wichita. And you know, I did that for a while and made good money in that business. And then all of a sudden, Bally's took over Jack LaLanne. Yeah. I saw the writing on the wall for the little guy. I said, it's time for me to exit out. And I got out of the gym business and became a business consultant for many years. And that's when I got into the television business. Even though I went to school for it, I never did anything with it.
You just kind of iced it, right? And then you found yourself back into it.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Going back though, to what you were saying about selling memberships and connecting with people, and you're going to relate to this, right? Especially back east where we grew up. It's like when you walk into a restaurant from the neighborhood, the owner comes out, shakes your hand. You know, it's just a different type of value that you get. That I think if you could bring that back into so many businesses, it would make a difference. What do you think?
Well, absolutely. And the reason that I opened up this gym that we're at right now, which is Optimal Body Personal Fitness, is because of that same feeling.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking at all these big box gyms at $7 a month and $10 a month, just jamming people in. They can't even use the equipment. And then I was seeing a lot of people open up these little private facilities, but they weren't big enough, and they're small little garage places. Right. So I said, if I combine both of those, and I take a full-service gym, which we have, and I also bring in a real high-end private training, but we also bring in wellness. So we specialize more in helping people that have obstacles. So it's a gym like a regular gym where you have a membership. It's 24 hours. You zip with the card, come in whenever you want. But we also work one-on-one with people. So we're not a gym. We're a fitness facility that has wellness attached to it, overall. And we help every person that comes in here. So everyone that comes in, we know them. Everyone that leaves gets results. We're not interested in just taking your money. We're interested in giving you the things that you need. So whether you're a competitor, because we have bikini, we have body competitors that actually come to the gym, or whether you have some type of disability, like somebody that comes in here with a wheelchair, or maybe has a spinal cord injury.
So then you have the capability
of working with all of those people.
Wow.
But going back to that point, the point is we want to help people. So it's not just about opening up a box where we take in money. It's opening up a business that relates to people and helps.
And brings value, right? People always want to know, right? How do you get? I want security. You know, they're always chasing that security. It's easy. Bring more value than the next guy. Right. There's your security.
Give more than you get, and things work out.
Doesn't it?
If you're always looking to make $1 and everything is the bottom line, I'm out to make money, you're never going to be successful in everything that you do.
Right.
And I look at, you can be successful in money, but still not be successful in helping people and doing anything meaningful in life.
You know what? I'm glad you went there, because I always, and I know you get this question asked a lot, I'm sure you've heard it, is what's your definition of success? What's your definition of happiness? And I always say the definition of success is living life on your terms, whatever that is, right? That's your definition.
Right.
And happiness is really fulfillment.
Right.
So those people that have all this money and are not happy, they're just not fulfilled, right? Or vice versa. The guy working that 9 to 5 that doesn't have to say to take off on Friday or whatever it is, right? They're not living life on their terms. Right. So that success, they're missing that element. I don't know how you feel about that.
Well, I feel tremendously about that, but I'll tell you one of the biggest things that happened to me is, I became a youth pastor. So at some point in my life, God took a hold of me and said, it's all great what you're doing here, but, what are you doing
here? Right.
Yeah, where are you going with this?
Okay.
And, not that I'm here to preach, it's not what the show's about, but at the end of the day, for me, it's my faith, and that's what got me where I got. So if I wasn't as strong in my faith when I got diagnosed with MS at 47 years old, 10 years old, almost 11 years ago now, I never would have been able to make it, because here I was an athlete, a guy that was never sick, and then diagnosed with a disease that's incurable, that basically I was told I'd be in a wheelchair. If I didn't have a God to turn to, I might not be sitting here today talking to you about this.
You wouldn't, because it all comes back to your belief, right? Whatever that is. For me, it was 17 years ago, 18 years ago, when I got introduced to personal development, right? That was my connection, right? And that's probably saved my life in certain ways. Right. And it helped me get through some major things, because it helped me change my perception, my perspective of that actual issue, right? Going through that. And one of the proudest thing I've ever done in my life is me and my wife were together 17 years, married and together 17 years. We got a divorce, never used an attorney, split the business, they had the real estate right down the middle, and we still talk to this day. And I'm still very close with family.
It's your mindset, it's how you handle things.
But I wouldn't have been there, right?
Right.
Because I was different. I was way different.
Right.
Oh
yeah. Same here. I mean, my wife Kendra, she's an entrepreneur now, probably 18 years.
Yeah.
when we met, this was my second marriage also, you know, we met, we were married 9 years. You know, she knew about me having MS, you know, and what the struggles would be there, and yet she still chose to marry me. And she's like my rock. I mean, she does everything with me. I mean, she's here at the gym with me. She runs our charity, which you know we have, the MS Fitness Challenge.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, that's for people with MS all around the world. But, you know, if I didn't have the right mindset, I could never.
Right, exactly, because you have to become that person. Right. That's what those struggles are for. Can you become that person now to move to that next level? So, how was it your faith that got you to that mindset? That paradigm?
No, it all points to my faith. Because really, I was not a nice guy. I'm probably like you know, fighting, getting in trouble.
Always.
You know, I sometimes I wonder if I really had a conscience back then, you know, and I think of the things. I was just on the phone, the other day I was on the phone with John DeFenn, this is former Mr. USA, Tom DeWilker, former Mr. America. All three of us are from the same neighborhood. We all bounced in bars together.
From New York?
Yeah,
I didn't know Tom was. I thought he was from Massapequa. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. So Tommy and Tommy has a twin brother. The two of them used to come into the bar where I was a bouncer and wreak havoc. And Johnny was, you know, I mean, that guy was huge, you know. You would run from him. He was so scary. So we were just talking about how bad we were back in that day. And now all three of us are Christians and we follow a faith that have calmed us all down, and we're all working together and this new thing that we're doing for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes with bodybuilders. But it all boils down to where your head goes. And if your head goes to something good, in our case it's God, or in your case if it's motivational,
it's just personal development.
Whatever that is takes you to the right place. You're able to help other people. You're able to have a mindset where you can become something that's redeemable in this world, where you're giving back, and you're able to attract those good people instead of the craziness that we had when we were younger.
I love it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, I'm 19, I'm sitting in a jail cell looking at 8 to 10 if things don't go my way, And a big fight down at the Jersey Shore and everything got out of control. He was an off-duty cop.
The good days, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Where my dad's going, what are you doing? What are you doing? But at the end of the day, it's definitely, I always tell people, your story's not about you. Your story's about that other person. You made it through because you were bad enough to make it through. Now it's your obligation, to share that, to get through that. Absolutely. That's why I was excited to have you on, man, because, again, as we call it back east, it's a rough paper route, man. We had a rough paper route.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and a lot of it was made by us.
Yes.
We made our own paper route.
Well, you do.
We had to deliver it.
You have to own it. You have to own that. So I know you got a few things going on, but let's talk about how, when you got the news of your disease, what did you do? How did you handle that? I know it had to be a process, right? I mean,
well, you know, as a guy that's always in the gym,
and physical,
I was working out when I started getting these weird symptoms. And I started losing the feeling in my left arm, and it started tingling and hurting.
Heart attack.
That's what I first thought. I was like, and then I said, I don't have heart attacks. So let me just keep training.
That's it.
You know, right? So like, you know, I'm fine. I'm okay. You know, so what? I can't feel my arm. Who cares? You know?
I got another one.
Yeah, I got this one. So, you know, time goes by, and this thing just starts spreading around my body, and I literally, you know, ignore it for a couple of months. I mean, I'm thinking it's a pinched nerve, and it's going to get better, and I just need to do this or that. It didn't get better. I literally got paralyzed from here down.
You actually couldn't
move. I was like flopping around and trying to move, and I couldn't feel my legs. So they rushed me into a hospital. They thought I had brain cancer, so they put me into a cancer hospital. I was living in Orlando.
Wow.
So they put me into the cancer hospital.
This was 10 years ago?
This was like, almost 11 years now.
Wow.
And they're looking at me and they're thinking, you know, wow, this guy's got a brain problem. You know, we don't know what's going on. They're doing MRIs. And finally, I'm in the hospital for 5 days. Do spinal tap, do 6 hours worth of MRIs, do all sorts of blood work. Doctor comes in, he says, you got multiple sclerosis. I go, what? What's multiple sclerosis? I didn't even know what it was. I thought I was one of Jerry's kids.
Yeah.
I thought I had muscular dystrophy. I didn't know what that was. He goes, oh, it's a disease that attacks the nervous system. You've destroyed all these nerves on this side. You're going to need a wheelchair. And There's really nothing.
Is it genetic?
No.
It's just you get hit.
Yeah.
You just.
Well, the doctor later on, one of the neurologists, he pulled up my MRI, held it up, showed it to my wife, and I says a nurse, so she understood what it meant. And he said, "This is boxer's brain." He said, "I think your husband was hit too many times in the head." I said, "Well, that, the bats, and everything else."
So part of that's a trigger.
Well, they don't know. Well, yeah,
Right,
it's a guess.
I know.
I mean, there are people that are accountants that have MS, so
Right.
they never would have been boxing ring.
Exactly.
So who knows? But at the end of the day, they diagnosed me with these things, said I'm going to be in a wheelchair, and I left the hospital. And I left the hospital strong, thinking, I'm going to beat this thing.
Yeah.
You don't know my God. I'm a strong Christian.
Right.
I'm going to beat this. And I go on the internet and I start reading about MS. And I'm reading all this crap about how bad it is and how this hurts and you're never going to get better and all these people complaining about it. It literally sent me into depression.
Yeah.
So I started thinking, my life's over. That's it. I'm dead. I was about 200 pounds, 190 to 200 then, pretty good shape.
Yeah.
In a year, I'm down to 160.
Really?
I stopped going to the gym. I looked like mush. And I said, this is it. My life's over.
You were giving up.
Gave up.
Wow.
Gave up. I kept praying, God, what are you doing?
Right.
Why me?
Turn this around.
Poor me.
Right.
What's up? And so finally, I had one of my buddies who's a bodybuilder. He was a state trooper in Florida.
Yeah.
Comes to the house and goes, "Dude, you're a fighter. Get in the car. Take me to the gym."
Wow.
Throws me in the car. We go to the gym. I meet this guy, Darren Barnes, who's to this day still with me, who works in my gym here in California. And Darren and this guy, John, had worked with me and started building me back up. Within a couple of months, I'm back up to 175. I started getting some muscle.
That was the mind.
It was the mind was not the problem at that point because I got in and I said, I'm doing this.
Okay, so you made that decision.
I said, I'm doing this, I'm beating this thing.
Okay.
The body was the problem.
Yeah.
I had Darren picking me up and out of leg equipment because I couldn't move. My legs were still like mush and still like numb.
Yeah.
My fingers to this day, I can't feel my left arm.
Yeah.
No, I don't feel nothing. My wife sticks me with a knife just to joke around.
Can you grab?
Not really. I use straps.
Oh,
I can grab, but it's very hard.
Yeah,
I don't have that grip.
Yeah, it's like it's a sleep, like that feeling, right?
It's like a log. They told me it's like carrying a log on this side. My left leg drags, and this side's a little smaller symmetrically. But at that point, my mind was strong. Okay, so I kept pushing past the body. In a few months, I said, Darren, I could enter a bodybuilding contest.
I love it.
He goes, "You gotta be kidding me." He goes, "You're not gonna be able to. The doctors tell me you're crazy. You can't do it. I'm at that time, about 48, 49, right?" He said, "You can't do this." I said, "Okay, watch me." We train. Darren's trying to explain to me, Dave, you gotta, stop with the mental ego lifting.
Yes.
Because, I'm there trying to, bench press 300-400 pounds again.
Right.
And I'm doing it.
Yeah.
But Darren's telling me, you're going to tear something.
Yeah, what do I do? It's a bad return.
Darren's not at the gym one day. I get on the bench, do my warm-up, start doing the 300s, got to the 405. 1, 2, 3, tear. Tore my back. Can't repair it. They tore the muscle, got torn.
Wow.
So, set me back. Doctor said, "You're done. That's it. Forget the bodybuilding competition." I'm back in the gym in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Lifting real tiny. I did enter the Florida State bodybuilding competitions in 2009.
Right.
Of course, I can't beat these guys. They're monsters.
Right.
Hadn't trained, competed in anything in 25 years.
Got on there.
Got on there, gave me a beautiful trophy. It opened up the doors for me to start doing the charity work.
Okay.
My wife said, "Let's start charity. Let's help people with MS. Let's, stop just doing it for yourself."
Yeah. Start giving back.
Yeah. So we started the MS Fitness Challenge. 4 years later now, we're worldwide.
So talk to us about that. Before we do that, before we jump on, let me just, Marion, did we have anybody jump on with any comments or questions?
Yeah, we have Chris Ripton.
Okay.
And he says, "Yes, love the Jersey Bronx energy."
Chris, man, he's got an awesome podcast, man. We'll hook you guys up. You got a great podcast to jump on. Great guy, just real as can be. I think he's a retired Army Ranger. If I'm wrong, hit me up, Chris. Anybody else, Marion?
Yeah, Christina G. Ross, great place to work out, expertly trained staff.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Feeling the love.
Love it.
Feeling the love.
Love it.
Keep it coming. Keep that good news coming. Anybody?
Yeah, Lisa Moore, she says David's an inspiration to so many people.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, man. Way to do it. Way to do it.
From Casey Flores at Home Shop. Love it, brother.
That's it, man. I'm right at home, man. I'm right at home. Anybody else, Marion?
Yeah, Craig Myers sounds like a great place too.
Love it, Craig. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you for jumping on. Thank you for taking the time.
And Melissa Samuel, she says awesome.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thanks, Melissa.
That a girl. Thank you. And
And then we have Gloria Medrona, loves it. Giving back is a biblical principle. Great stuff.
right? It's
Amen, Gloria.
just the way it is.
Yep.
Yep. It's the recipe for success, man.
Yeah.
Every single time. And a lot of people, Dave, and I'm sure you see this, is they give and they're wondering why they feel like they're not getting back, but it doesn't necessarily have to come back that same way. You just have to pay attention.
Well, you give to give, you don't give to get.
Because that's a deal.
Right.
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 Yeah.
I don't like when people give and they have to announce what they're giving because they feel that it puts them better than somebody else because they're giving.
Mm-hmm.
You give because it's your heart to give.
And that's the definition,
Yeah.
right? Because if you're given to get back, ultimately, it's the energy. You can't fake it.
That's right.
Right? It's,
That's right.
It's going to come back one way or the other.
That's right.
Anybody else, Mary, before we move on?
Yeah, Wade Bloodgood.
Wade, good man, great guy.
And he's got a comment here. The power of our mind is unbelievable. Great show, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We just had 3 more jump on, and John Friedis says awesome.
Hey, John. Thanks, buddy.
That's your boy, John?
No,
John Friedis.
And
Okay, yeah, John's, talk about a giver. This guy, him and his wife have a location here in Marietta, and Temecula area, Marietta, and they do long-term care. And my dad right now is 91, World War II, 82nd Airborne vet.
Wow.
He just got diagnosed a week and a half ago with terminal cancer. We have him at home with hospice. But I reached out to John last week when we were having an ICU to find out who their best hospice, and this kid just jumped on it, followed up with me, called me. It's just, when the chips are down, you know what it is.
You know who's got your back.
Yeah.
Stop on in the gym, John.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
man. Great. And thank you so much for the connect, man. They've been awesome. Silverado Hospice, man. Can't thank them enough. So, he's doing it like a champ, man.
My dad's 93.
It's unbelievable.
That's crazy. They're still
Isn't it?
kicking.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
My mom's 91. She makes us look like we're standing still. She's great. She's about this tall. Great. If you want anybody in the foxhole,
You
that's
want
her.
her, right?
She's badass.
That's funny.
She's badass. John, thank you so much for jumping on too, man. Anybody else, Marion?
we have Lisa Evans, Grant, See It, Achieve It.
That's it.
No,
The trifecta. That's the trifecta.
Right.
And we have Craig Myers. He says, I'm going to the gym soon.
All right, I'm
Hey,
here.
if we can
I'm
get
here.
somebody to the gym,
That's
we
it.
just won.
That's
if
right.
we can get you to the gym because of this show, we won.
Yeah.
So, Dave, tell us about what you got going on now. You got a few things cooking, but your foundation,
Yeah.
right?
So what do you want me to start?
Well, we know it started because,
Yeah.
right? You're the guy, right? It's affecting you personally. So now you're going to say, how do I give back?
Right.
So you started this foundation 4 years ago, and what do you guys do?
Well, basically what we're doing is we go around the country and we help people with multiple sclerosis get connected with a trainer.
Okay.
And we pay for that. So you have MS and you're in John's gym.
Okay.
So John's gym is contacting us and said, hey, I've got some people with MS here. They want to work out and we don't know how to handle them. So we partner with John's gym. We work with their trainers. The trainers get certified. We have our own certification called the MS Fitness and Wellness Specialist. It's with the AFPA. So it's a nationwide legitimate certification that they get credit for. It's a 30-hour course. So we scholarship a lot of these trainers and we pay for them to get certified. So they become certified to work with people with MS at that gym. then we do a 12-week challenge. So we challenge those people with MS to connect to their trainers. We pay for the trainers, we pay for their membership for the 3 months, we provide them with supplements, so we have Champion Performance, one of our major sponsors. We have Egg Crystals, we have all different companies that support it. And EMD Serrano, the big drug company, literally grants us money to be able to pay for our trainers to get certified. And they're now really promoting what we're doing.
Wow.
The MS Foundation, not the society, the MS Foundation out of Florida is a big support of what we're doing, and I'm going to be working with them now in 2017 in their mind-body program to help people with MS. So our charity is basically geared to helping people with multiple sclerosis all over the country, and we're also worldwide. Now, we don't have the means or the bandwidth to go to places like Australia right now, but they're asking us to come to Canada, to come to the UK, to bring this program there. Right now, we've been in Pennsylvania, we've been in Florida, we've been in Minnesota, we've been in Colorado several times, we're here in California, so we go into these different cities to help these people at these local gyms. So here at our Optimal Body Personal Fitness Gym in Marietta, it's the headquarters now. So we're doing it constantly here. We have already held one challenge and we're doing another one. And we're fundraising now for that.
When is that going to be?
January 17th will be the kickoff. Okay. So right now, our original people with MS who went through the challenge are out fundraising to help those other people get into the program.
That's a family.
Yeah, it is. It's an amazing family. We've got a gentleman named Mark Mueller who is over in Pennsylvania. And Mark is our director of trainers. And he helps coordinate all this, and he and his wife Jackie have been a big part. It's become a family all over the country, and now all over the world. I get emails and phone calls from people all over that want to support what we're doing.
Let me ask you this, Dave. What are some of the stories that you've seen of someone walking in the gym the first day, right? And I can already see your face. And at the end, following through on that challenge. What is that, man?
Well, let me tell you. I mean, if you really want these stories, go to msfitnesschallenge.com and go look at our testimonials and go watch some of those videos.
And here's what we're going to do, right? When we get off and we reshare this, you're going to be able to jump on. Sure. So if you don't have a pen and paper, don't worry. You'll jump on and connect, and then I'll jump on and reconnect with everyone too. So when you see this story, man.
I'll tell you one story that'll blow you away. There's a woman comes in here, she's got MS and she is in a wheelchair, and there's a lot of people with MS that are in wheelchairs or with walkers. The disease, it's hideous. I mean, it just destroys your nervous system. So you can't coordinate. It also affects all different organs. So you have urinary problems, you have pituitary problems. I mean, it's just really bad. So this poor woman, she comes in, she's in a wheelchair, doesn't go to a gym, hasn't been to a gym in probably 20 years, whatever. Wheels herself in.
How long has she had it?
Oh, years. I mean, a long time. Hadn't been able to stand up out of the wheelchair without somebody helping her for 3 years now. She comes in, she's working out, she's working with our trainer, she gets into the challenge, we help her there. We have her on video, you will see it on our websites, standing up on her own. Yeah, that's one. I mean, there's a woman in here that was using a walker and a cane. She's a member of my gym, went through the challenge, no more walker, no more cane. She actually was running on the treadmill with me.
Let me ask you this. How many people, what do you think the percentage is of the people that, especially the people that never worked out, right? Like that lady, right? For a long time.
Right.
And then they go through this 3 month, right? Challenge. Yeah. How many are staying with, how many incorporated that in their lifestyle?
I would say most of them, to be honest with you.
So you're 80, 90%?
Yeah, and I'll tell you why. Man. Because one of the things that I preach to them, and with my new book, which we'll talk about also, I preach to them that the mind is important. More important even than the training and the nutrition, because if the mind isn't set, you will never do the other two. These people, when they come in here or they get involved with the MS Fitness Challenge, the first thing that we make sure is that their mind is strong, that they understand that their alternative is being in a wheelchair. The alternative is staying home and sitting on a couch and not being able to do anything. There's a woman that came in, a young girl, 30 years old, And you'll see we have a video on her that we just shot that'll be on the website. Name is Lindsay. Her husband's in the Navy right now, deployed. She's got children. She has MS. She couldn't play with the kids. She couldn't run up the stairs with her daughter. Now she's doing it. She's doing it, and she's here as a member. After the challenge, most of these people either stay at our gym, if it's somewhere else in a different part of the country, then they're joining that gym that they were at.
And this is why you can be mobile like you are.
Absolutely.
Right? I mean, because you know how to train.
Right.
And I'm sure you had to cater your training, right? Obviously, quite a bit.
Yeah, I can't get as big as you anymore.
But the thing is, the goals are different.
Right.
But here's the deal, is you still working out, moving, it's everything, man.
Absolutely.
And you know, interesting enough, one of my major aha moments in life was I hit a fear barrier in my first business. I wanted to sell, but I didn't graduate high school, wasn't supposed to win, the whole bit.
Right.
So that conditioning came back and said, you're doing really well. If you sell this, what are you going to do? Right? That noise.
Yeah.
And I went away for a weekend up in Vermont with my ex-wife, and I lost control of my motorcycle, intensive care, broke everything, punctured a lung. I could have been paralyzed, could have been dead, right? And that life woke me up and said, tomorrow's not guaranteed. And from that point on, I never feared moving forward in evolution, right? But I needed that in life. I needed that wake-up call. And the other thing it did for me too, Dave, is it made me realize how lucky and fortunate that I could walk into a gym, that I could go into a gym, or I could walk into a store, or I could walk, right? Because it was almost taken away from me. Now I'm preaching to the choir. I understand.
Yeah, but I'll say where these things hit me the same way.
Okay.
For me, every day is different.
Right.
This disease. Some days I have a rough time getting out of bed, but I do get out of bed. But I do go to sleep at night wondering if tomorrow I'm going to be able to walk, or is this disease going to take over? But you know what really helps me is I come to my gym and I see people, and we don't want to mention people's names, but I have members that have cerebral palsy that are struggling. I mean, just talk and they're here training and working out with a trainer, and they come in the door because of what I'm doing here, and they join this gym because of what I've done. And you know how humbling that is? It's just to be able to see someone like that work out. So every day that I get up, I just thank God. It's another day that I'm able to come to the gym and I'm able to train. And I am going to compete one more time.
Attaboy.
But and I'm getting my head there to be able to get to start dieting and get a little bigger and get more.
Love it.
But that is the mindset that I have to put in every single day. I got to wake up. Thank God that I'm walking. Thank God that there are people in worse positions than I am. My father-in-law is a Korean war vet, war hero. Has one leg. The guy played tennis, goes golfing. It's what you choose with that disability or that obstacle.
It's your perception, right? Your perspective on life is everything. And one of the things I always talk about is, I hear all the time, oh my God, I got it so bad, and this and that, and depression is everywhere, depression. And I always say exactly what you just said. I just might say it in a different way. Get outside your bubble. Right? Because there's people praying for the problems that you have.
Right.
And you get to see that, you get to get outside your bubble every day, right? Because of the cerebral palsy. And it's interesting, I just had a guy on yesterday that I want to introduce you to, Gary Oakley. He has cerebral palsy. What this man has been doing is absolutely phenomenal. He has his own foundation, just awesome guy. And then the other one is, I'm going to bring him, Danny Bedford, 20 years old. I met him when I had my sports nutrition store. We would do a free boot camp at the Oceanside Pier. And it got up when Junior Seau passed. And one of my guys that worked for me wanted to get things cranking. Long story short, we got up to about 80 people. And every Saturday morning was a free boot camp. And he says, we're going to have this speaker come in. 17-year-old kid, Danny Bedford, comes on his crutches. Can't use his lower extremities, blows us away, finished his first book at that time. I bought his book, went to his house, him and his dad, we kicked it off. We lost connection, and he found us through this show.
Wow.
So we reached out. I had him on my 50th episode, right? I have his YouTube video on my website. Danny made the swim team in his high school team, and he can't use his lower extremities. He's just going up, and his dad goes, Dave, how many times I'm going to jump in? You're like, oh my God, this is it, this is it. And this kid's he just finished his second book, and he works for Storm Stadium in Lake Elsinore.
You see,
and he goes, bring me your excuses.
Yeah,
bring them.
that's what we're talking about.
Right.
It's what's in your head.
Yes.
You know, that makes the difference between winning and losing. You know, the choice of being a failure is your choice, not anybody else's. The winner is your choice, and not anybody else's.
I love that, man. I love that. I always tell people, you want to get out, I use this all the time because I give to St. Jude and Make-A-Wish, and I get a lot of stuff back, and you get to see their things. But when you get a postcard, and you can see in one single photo a 12-year-old little girl fighting for her life with cancer, and she's the rock of the family. The parents are ready to crumble, right? And she's just smiling with no hair. She just went through her chemo, and you're like, I'm embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, I'm actually embarrassed.
I know.
And I'm complaining about
That's
anything.
what I say. I don't complain about, you'll never hear me complaining about MS.
Yeah.
There are days in here that are a huge struggle for me. I did legs the other day.
Wow.
I struggled to get through them. You know, it's hard for me to squat. I have to do it on the Smith machine.
And then
or I fall over.
It's just brutal.
Yeah, it's bad, you know, and it exhausts me. Yet I'm running all day and all night doing businesses and charities, and I don't stop.
Right.
But, you know, I tell people, they say, how do you do it? I said, look, I wake up tired, I work tired, I work out tired, I go to sleep tired, and I'm sleeping and I'm tired. Right. There's not a time of my life with MS that I'm not fatigued. Right. And it's not a normal fatigue. And people think, oh, you know, tired is tired. No. The MS fatigue is like being hit by a bus. And you're constantly feeling like that. So all the time that I'm doing, even talking to you now, you know, you've got to push yourself to be able to articulate. You've got to push yourself.
Stay focused.
Right, stay focused and be able to do these things. But it's the mindset.
Yes.
And there are people that have worse positions in life than I do, and I'm not going to sit here and complain about what I go through.
And I got to ask you this, Dave, and I'm a huge guy. I always believe that, listen, you know, I'm known as the fear barrier guy, right? How do you break through the fear barriers? At the end of the day, I always say when your why is big enough, it's going to pull you through. But when your why becomes bigger than you become unstoppable. What's your why?
Why? What's my why? My why is, for me, it's helping others.
Give it back.
Why I do what I do is I want to inspire people. I want to encourage people. And it's not about patting me on the back. I don't ever want anybody patting me. I mean, I have people call me up going, you know, this is amazing what you're doing. Thank you. First of all, I tell them, don't thank me, thank God. Right. Because if it wasn't for my God, I wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
I couldn't do what I'm doing. So I am not strong. It's God that's strong. I use His strength. Right. But that's the why. The why is I have to help and encourage people. That's where I feel I fit in this world.
And it's so perfect because your why is bigger than you.
Yes.
When your why becomes bigger than you, right, that will pull you through every single time.
Absolutely.
And then people are going, well, how do you do it? Well, that's why. Because your why is big enough.
I have to do it.
Yeah.
I have to. You know,
there's no option.
My wife's funny because my wife she'll back me up and be part of everything I do, but she'll always turn to me and go, how do you think you're going to have time to do that now? And it's always something else, and there's more and more. But, you know, at the end of the day, for me, I will take on everything that I physically and mentally can take on that's going to be a benefit to other people.
And then some.
You know, and then some. Right. You know, they asked me to write, I had my first book, David to Goliath. I didn't really want to write that, but I did it.
Right.
It talks about my journey. It talks about it's faith-based.
Love it.
You know. Then the second book comes. Then Fairwinds Press reaches out and says, look, we want you to write a fitness book. We want you to write a book on people, how they exercise with mobility problems, with multiple sclerosis, with challenges. I said, I really don't want to do that. I'm like, you know, but I did it, you know, and I had help with nutritionists. I had help by Darren Barnes, who was my original. I brought people in to help, you know, but I wrote most of that book, writing it and talking about how to overcome these things. Okay. Did I want to do it? No. Right. Did I have to do it?
Yes.
So I did it, and I put the time out to do it. And now the book will be released in February. It hit #1 in Amazon in pre-sales in its category, which blew me away. Wow. So that was really great. But, then I keep adding all these things, then something else pops up, and it's another avenue to help people, and I say yes.
But it's our DNA, man. It's our DNA, and I get people asking me all the time, like, you're a married guy, what are you afraid of? And I said, there's not even a second place. I'm terrified, completely terrified of regret.
Right.
I don't want to if mine's over today, I don't want to get there and say I should have.
I missed something.
Right? Or if it's 50 years from now, I should have.
Right.
And that's what I'm afraid of, man. And I obviously the same energy, man. Yeah. So you have something else going on as well that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
So
well, there's a few things that are happening.
Okay.
Number one, I've got the new book coming out.
Yep.
There's also a film crew that's coming in, and they want to do a documentary on my journey to my next bodybuilding competition.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool, and I can't give too much information about that right now, but people follow me, they'll see that. But then, I speak for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I've been with them since I got diagnosed pretty much and became a bodybuilder.
Okay.
We connected, I connected with Jimmy Page, who's the head of their fitness division of Fellowship of Christian Athletes nationwide, and we started connecting, and I started writing for them. I started speaking for them. I've written in 3 of their Bibles. I've done some of the devotionals in there for their athletes. So just recently, I was sitting with a local rep, who his name is Phil Sabordo, here in the Riverside area, and we started talking about, there's nothing for bodybuilders or fitness people in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. There's baseball, there's football, there's everything else, from the pros down to amateurs that are faith-based. I said, why don't we start the FCA Bodybuilding and Fitness Organization? He said, I love it. So we started doing that. In one post, 4,200 people around the country said, I'm interested and want to be involved in this. John Defendis came on as advisory board, talked to Wilder. Mike Torsh is going to be involved. Chris Williamson is an IFBB pro. We have a local pastor who who's a bodybuilder, Randall Emerson. He's coming on the board, and what a great guy. What a story, a great testimony.
Love it.
We're going to be doing things together. So now we've got the FCA Bodybuilding and Fitness Organization, which will be run out of this gym twice a month. We'll have fellowship, we'll have testimonies, we'll have guest speakers, we'll have fitness things going on. We're going to be able to help those people that are faith-based in our community have a place to go, share their faith, understand what it's like to be a bodybuilder or bikini competitor, or just someone who wants to come in and work out and has no aspirations to bodybuilding, but needs a place to fellowship and to be able to work out.
That clubhouse feel, right? Yeah.
So that's one of the things we're doing. Just a bunch of stuff going on.
It's all, and you're living life on your terms, man, and that's to me that's success, and obviously it's making you feel fulfilled, and that's happiness, man. When you can combine those two, that's the golden key, man. That's the golden ticket. Anything that you want to talk about that I didn't touch on?
I don't know, man. We talked about a lot.
Okay.
We covered a lot of things.
Okay.
Since this show hits a lot of the local community as well, I want to invite everybody to come into the gym. And we don't pressure people to join the gym.
Right.
I just want people to understand what we're doing here. They can see what we're doing.
Right.
I want them to understand there's a place here where they can get their hormone testing, they can get their nutritional programs. They can work with a chiropractor. They can work with a massage therapist.
Wow. So it's a one-stop shop.
One-stop shop.
Okay.
They could become a member. They could come in and get personal training at the highest level in this area.
Now, are you at the level yet to where you're going to be doing offering franchises?
We will in 2017.
So that's the goal, right? They're going to be running this out nationwide. It's got some major backers, right? And so that's another thing. That's another option. If somebody, hey, you know what? I'm thinking about this. Let me see what you guys got going. So 2017 coming up.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely
interesting.
Yeah, we'll probably do more of a licensee, so they have more control of what they're doing. But yes,
but either way,
come on in. Absolutely.
And reach out. And he's real easy to find. If you can't find him, I know where he is.
Yeah.
I can find him. And man, first of all, man, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna connect you with some people that I think could really benefit by knowing you, right? And vice versa. I mean, Gary, this guy's a beast, man. He's a beast. And Danny Bedford, man.
Right.
Let me ask you this. what are some of the natural supplements that are helping you with your disease? Glutamine?
Glutamine is one. Turmeric is an anti-inflammatory kind of herb that I take. And eat a lot of anti-inflammatory foods. Blueberries are good. Now, I don't eat a lot of fruit because of bodybuilding and the sugar, but
It's like this.
yeah. But for the inflammation, if you're going to eat fruit, blueberries and cherries and watermelon and things like that are anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
But the key, and we could talk about this all day long. Stop eating sugar.
It's common sense.
Stop eating fatty foods.
Right.
If you're going to eat fats, have coconut oil.
Right.
Do what's good. It's like you said, it's common sense.
It's common sense, and it's also, I always say this when I have my sports nutrition store. I can give you the best meal plan, the best workout for your goal. But if you're not going to incorporate this in a lifestyle, and in order to do that, it starts here, right? It goes back to the mind.
Right.
You can't get away from the mind.
That's right.
Right? It's omnipresent. It's in every cell of our body. If you don't understand the lifestyle change, nothing's going to matter, because everything that we share, you can Google it.
Yeah.
Right? You can get
it's
it
there.
in a second, right?
It's easy, you're right, but people don't do it.
Can you wrap? And an interesting thing that I like that you said is, I'm going to compete again. You already own that.
Yep.
But you're wrapping your mind around it, right? In other words, you're preparing your mind to say, okay, today's the day, right? Today's the day that when you walk in the gym, it's a different day, right? And there's no return.
Right. And with MS, I've got to do it on a slower pace. So a typical guy comes in, he says, I'm a bodybuilder, I want to compete. And they spend, 12, 16 weeks, whatever it is, prepping. I'm prepping, 8 months ahead because I've got to do it slowly. Because the first time I tried it, man, in Florida, I dropped so much weight and I was so depleted. But when I got that award from Arnold last year, and people that don't know, Arnold was gracious enough to award me the Health Advocate Lifetime Achievement Award. He has never done that before. And that was at the Arnold Classic in 2015.
This failure was 4 years ago because you have MS. You will not be able to train. You will be in a wheelchair, and sports is over for you. Physical activities are over for you. But he did not listen to the naysayers. He did not listen to those that say you can't, it won't happen, it's impossible. He believed in himself. And every day he has been saying, the hell with you. I'm going to go and train every day and I'm going to build my body. Look at him today. This is now training with all those obstacles and becoming a champion with all those obstacles. This is why every year we are giving awards for the best performances here. And this year I'm going to give him, David, this award for his extraordinary performance and for his perseverance, because he's an example to millions and millions of people that have also similar problems like that. So thank you very much. Let's give him a big hand. And I hope you say, I'll be back.
To get in shape, because Arnold said, I want to see your guns. so I got into this contest shape, but I did it, and I had Chris Williamson and all these people helping me. So I did it slowly. So when I got there, I wasn't so tired and exhausted. I maintained the
Like a fighter.
Yeah. And people can see the picture of me and Arnold, and even Arnold said, you look bigger than me. I mean, it blew him away. But, I'm not in that shape now, guys, so, but I will get back there, but I'm going to do it in a slow pace, and mentally I've already prepared myself.
That's the picture that we put up for the promo. I mean,
that's it.
That was it?
That was
2015?
That was last year.
Wow.
Yeah, you're like, what happened to those guys?
No, but I mean, seriously, you were lean and full.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah, that was bodybuilding shape. I could have competed.
Man, that's badass.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't realize that was just that recent.
You watch the next show, I'm going to be bigger, I'm going to be more cut, and I'm going to be able to compete against those healthy guys.
Man, I love that.
Take home something.
I love that. Listen, man, if you're looking to create a lifestyle change, no matter what it is, and you're local, man, come in and see him. If you're not local, reach out, because you're all about giving back. I love that, man. I love that. Before we jump off, Marion, is there anybody else that we want to give a shout out to, a comment or a question?
I am quite to you. The Cindy Lemke says amazing story. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, Cindy. Cindy's the one that hooked us up with Gary Oakley, man.
Oh, wow.
So,
Cool.
Cindy, that was a phenomenal show, and I love that guy.
And Mark Duncan, love that. Keep up the great work, brother.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
And then we've got Gloria Madrona. Please send me more information. I'd like to send it to a person I know who is a bodybuilder who's just got diagnosed with MS.
Great. Yeah, I'll get you the
Yeah, and Dave's going to jump on just like me after we, as you guys know, after we shut down. Anybody else, Mary?
Yeah, Tom Lagarde says that people with MS are invalid.
Tom, we ain't letting you off the hook, man. We ain't letting you off the hook. Get in there.
And Josh Bryant, no excuses, strengthen your mind so you can push yourself to strengthen your body.
That's big Josh. Josh works here at my gym. Amazing bodybuilder and great guy.
Oh, isn't he?
Yeah.
We had him on the show. Then he brought Emerson on, right?
Yeah.
And then he brought you on. So it's a trickle down effect, man. And I'm very grateful. So Josh, man, thank you for everything.
And one more here, David Lyons is a perfect name because you, sir, are a beast. Your level of grit and grind is an inspiration.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And that's the perfect quote to end this. So Dave, I'm a big believer that you can only be in one state of mind at a time. So if you're in victim state, you can't be in gratitude state. If you're in gratitude state, you can't be in victim state.
Right.
And I always say life makes the rules, right? And life always gives us options, right? And life says if you could be in that unstoppable state the majority of your day, how great would that be? Absolutely awesome, right?
Absolutely.
And life asks us another question. It says, Dave, do you want to purr like a kitten or roar like a lion? And I know that answer.
We know. I've got a tattoo of a lion this big on my chest.
So,
and that's what I'm doing.
And you know what? You're walking the walk, man. And that's the difference. So, first of all, thank you so much
Thanks for
taking
having
the
me,
time. So we end it the same way. It's the Monster Motivator roar, right? And it's the crab pose. And the sound is just as important as the pose. And this is how we end it. And on 3, we're going to do it together because it's going to put you in that unstoppable state. On 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah!